What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So we just finished the 5-year stint in Stellaris here with the Imperium of Rackuur. We're doing Iron Mode, and I'm just sort of playing through it, talking about the things that I'm doing and why. Last time was a focus on the industry that we're trying to build, both in the planet. On the planet, we built out this power station. We got a population for it. We upgraded, or we researched upgrades to our farms because that will help us. We branched out eventually once we built out our military a little bit, which we still need to build out a little bit more. But we branched out, we built a colony ship, and we're working on creating anyway, our first colony here on Dathana 3. Now there's another planet here, and it's worth noting that I can populate this, and you notice that we've got the number of systems that we can control is 5. So generally, like, the base is 3, which is really limiting. But it's 5. So if we were maxed out, I could colonize this planet over here, Dathana 4, and it would still only count as 1 because they're both in the same system, as opposed to everything else where there's like 1 planet in each system, and that whole thing would just count as 1. So this is nice to have on our base sort of sphere of influence here. And the second planet is good. It's habitable, but it's not great. But we can also, it's pretty big, and we can terraform that a little bit later on in the game. So I'm going to unpause it. We're going to do, let's say, 5 to 10 years. We'll see how much time passes and how we do this. I don't want them to go too long, but we'll say that the start of 2012 would be 5 years, and we'll just see kind of where we fall out there. So here comes our colony ship. Whoop. We finished mining networks 2. And you remember how we did research of some of the debris from combat? This is what it unlocked and what it looks like. Is you get like a certain percentage towards some of the technology that they've got, right? So for them, it was nanocomposite materials and afterburners. And if you hover over the item or the name here, it tells you, just what it does for you. So again, we're focused on building out our industry. So I'm probably going to err towards mineral processing here instead of an engineering facility, which is research, or an ion thruster, which helps our military. Right now, I need to build more. I need to focus on sort of building out my ability to create things.
Research complete.
All right, so we just finished another item of research while we're there. So research speed is increased. That's good. Power plants. Here we go. This is another one. So we're going to focus on industry. So we're going to pick this. This allows us to upgrade our power plants. But also, while we're here, these are the things that we picked up from researching that the debris as well from combat. So we could get into shields, we could get into point defense weapons, but right now I'm going to focus on power plants. So it's not very sexy, but every little bit helps. So now we can upgrade
construction complete.
That building and that building. And you can see it cost a decent amount to do it. So you need to be careful that you don't exhaust all of your resources accidentally by upgrading, random things. But yes, that's where we're at. So for this playthrough, I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on maintaining a somewhat even
colonization
food
in progress.
A somewhat even food balance, right? So this is +2. When I get over here, I'm going to have more people needing food, and I'll talk about that a little bit later as time goes on. So let's see. Our colony ship managed with surprising grace to maneuver between the massive peaks that are so prevalent in the jagged landscape of Dathana Prime. It touched down in a sheltered valley that will serve as an ideal first landing site. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first myth-fell city on an alien world. A great day for the Imperium of Rackuur. So this gives us a little bit more a little bit more research towards engineering. Now, this takes a while. Looks like it's going to take 25 months. And when it's done, one of the first acts that we want to do is we want to build a space station to defend it. And that costs like 360. So we need to keep ourselves aware there. And so the drain on our resources won't go away until, see, colonization cost -8. That won't go away until the colony has been created.
Anomaly found.
So we may have put ourselves in the hole power-wise for a while by creating a second colony ship so quickly. But we'll just have to make do with what we've got, I guess.
System survey
So
complete.
2, 7, and 3. That's a great system. We may want to put our. We may want to capture those resources. Although comparatively, it's nice, but there can be much greater systems if we can find them later on. So we're almost done with our second colony ship. And you can see that as we colonize this, our sphere of influence grows and will move to basically follow the shape of this little ring right here. And again, this is our planetary sensor ring, and you can see smaller versions of it for the ships. So as you increase your sensor technology,
Construction complete.
then these rings will get bigger and you'll be able to see more. So if there was an enemy ship here, I would know it and see it. All right, so we've got our colony ship done. We built a new wormhole generator here. I'll build another mining station here, but we really need to get into power. So this is an alpine world. I guess I will colonize that with this group here. Now I kind of want to just drop it here and not really worry about the bonuses, but by putting it here,
Construction complete.
yeah, what the hell, I'll put it there. Figazar Prime. So now we're losing quite a bit, and that's unfortunate, but we're just gonna have to muscle through. So by building a space station on this next planet here, I can then add the solar panels, which gives me another +3 per month to the power, and that'll help a little bit. All right. So these are generating power. That's as much power as we can get.
System survey complete.
We've got this forming here now. Again, see, I haven't even upgraded these farms, but now I'm at +6 food.
Construction
And
complete. Colonization in progress.
construction is complete. This will expand pretty quickly to include this, but while we're doing that, I might as well build another wormhole station there. Keep my and I'll build a couple more. Build out my navy a little bit more. The dogs are feeling their oats. Yeah.
Anomaly found.
Okay, so there's an anomaly there that I'm having them research. I'm going to have that be added as well. Let's see. Where is my... Okay. Yeah. Alright, so this is going well, I think. Hey. Yeah, that's good. I'm trying to record something here. The remains of a Yut cruiser have been found in orbit around Ramstan 3. It seems to have fallen victim to weapons fire, but given the extreme age of the Hulk, it is difficult to be certain. There's no indication that the ship was ever equipped with an FTL drive. It must have traveled between stars at sublight speeds. Okay. Why don't we take this
Situation
outside?
updated.
Yeah, why don't we go outside? Come on. Come on, Bailey. Good girl. Okay. That's better. So, now we've got a number of things going on over here. We've got a bunch of precursors, level 3, level 5, level 4. We've got the Habitable World survey going on. It's good to complete those. Now, our science officers do have level 3, so...
System survey complete.
yeah, that one requires level 5.
Construction complete.
But after that... no, that one requires 4. Yeah, where's the... alright, so we're really taking a hit on the power here.
Construction complete.
I'm hoping we take over Delphine quickly or soon. A microsingularity recently intersected Pagol 2, passing straight through the core and emerging on the other side of the planet. The encounter does not seem to have caused any permanent damage, but it has altered the energy output of the planetary core slightly, in a way that defies our current scientific models. Further study may be warranted. Okay, so Pagol 2 has an additional science benefit to it, so we'll want to build, science research centers on it, and that's down here. Let's see, I am going to build mining stations there, and this is coming up on almost done. Let's see. Nope, I'm looking for that one. There we go.
Anomaly found.
Okay, it's a level 3 anomaly, but I'm level 3, so okay, what the hell? Let's do it. Derelict colony ship. Alright, where is that? Okay, that's there. Research project in system. So when that's done there, when that ship is done, I will move them here and then have them survey that system.
Colony established.
Alright. Despite repeated attempts, Science Officer Paquita and the rest of the crew of the ISS non-conforming hatchling were unable to locate the reflecting object that was reported in the initial survey of Hokrai 2A. Perhaps it was just a sensor glitch. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Alright, so notice our power deficit is looking a little bit better. Let's see. We will build this spaceport. This also takes a while, so that'll take a year to build out.
Anomaly found.
Yeah, let's research that one too. Because what the hell, right? Yeah, looks like I'll be able to build there soon. Now we're down to 5. So what I would kind of like to do, I'm always nervous looking at this, like say this. I'm nervous looking at that and saying, I don't think I'm going to build food on it. Let's see. Kiram 2 is an uninhabited and indeed uninhabitable, but it is not unvisited. Its surface is littered with tall cenotaphs carved from some mineral not native to the planet, evidently placed here by some artistically inclined spacefaring race. The monolith's flowing lines deftly chart a history so fantastical it must surely be fictional. Surely. Image them for the archives gives me 120 engineering research. They are beautiful, brings them to my empire, makes them widely available. And this will make it interesting, so let's do that. Sometimes that has effects. The annotated reproductions of the monolithic imagery found on Kiram 2 prove immensely popular in the Imperium of Rackuur. Many citizens state that the fantastical annals have completely changed how they feel about aliens. That's interesting. So, 6 populations gain the xenophile ethic, which creates our first faction. So, factions can influence you in a lot of ways. Right now, they have sort of a list of demands, but we'll just go through it. So a new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape of the Imperium of Rackuur. Led by scientist Biraki, they call themselves the Alien Friendship Society. That's a nice name. Their members have been pushing hard for friendly relations with alien species. A disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble, but one that approves of the government's actions could prove useful. Alright, so I'm going to pause it there. If you click on it, it shows what I really want, what these people want. So they want me to not purge any other races. They want diplomacy traditions, which is under here with the Unity. And that'll make them happy. And new contact. Establishing communications with other empires will please the Alien Friendship Society for a time. Alright, so now I can promote them. I can suppress them, which costs me... it generally costs me influence. Promoting them, I'm not sure, but it influences my ethics. And embracing them adopts their ethics to be my own. So for now, I'm just going to leave them. It's nice that they're there. And yeah, the space station is still being made. So I think, since I need power more than anything else right now, I am going to let this population develop there. Now, you see this is the colonization ship.
Complete.
I can basically upgrade that into a planetary capital once I get 5 populations on the planet. So sometimes I just let my populations grow without building anything underneath them. But, and then once that planetary capital turns into its planetary capital, then I build real versions of it. Because right now I'm building a basic power plant, which, while cheap, doesn't do as much as a regular power plant, which produces 3, and I'm not sure how much, like that would have cost 90 or 60 or something. So it's really up to you, kind of how you want to do that, how you want to manage it. I will probably, just for the sake of the video, build something there for that population to work. Alright, growth speed is increased. This is good. Now, again, we're focused on industry, but I don't see anything that really screams industry here. Orbital hydroponic farms is one thing, but it takes the place in the space station. That would be the same place as some of these others. So right here, I can see that I have a lot of blockers that are these massive glaciers. So if I want to remove those, I'm going to have to research it. And luckily, this is one of the options here. So I may select that. Let's see what the surface here. Yeah, more glaciers. All right, so I am going to research glacier removal, which takes a while, but it'll be fruitful. So we're still trucking along. We've got our military built out a little bit more. Yep, this one is coming up, and I'm going to have to squelch the food in this square for that, and then I'll probably also want to clear one of these before this population finishes growing, because there won't be another spot for another population to grow. So as long as there's an empty spot, they'll continue to grow, which is good. Buildings obviously takes a lot longer than it takes to build a population. This is almost done. This spaceport is almost done, so that's good. That'll be a month. And
System survey complete.
yeah.
Construction complete.
Okay, all right. So we're going to build the solar panel. This science ship, oh wow, look at that, is going to do a little bit more exploration here. So survey that, And we'll just start moving. So what I'm hoping is that we'll find a habitable planet in one of these systems here so that I can take it over and then pick up these resources as my empire sort of connects the dots. It doesn't always do it very well, but it definitely doesn't. It starts to connect things for you. So before we bottomed out, that's good. For this, we'll build the spaceport. Most of the remains of the derelict Yut colony ship that orbits Tistra 1 or Tystra 1 are in poor condition, but our archaeologists managed to recover the vessel's sublight engines. The Yut never breached the light barrier, depending instead upon cryotechnology and thousand-year-long natural lifespans to spread their empire across the stars. So we picked up one of the artifacts, we got physics research, and we're good to go. So now we've got 3 planets, or 3 systems anyway. Figazar, and yeah, that's good. Where our populations are and where they're growing is good.
Construction complete.
Okay, our construction ship is done. And let's see. I'm going to continue focusing on building out power, because right now I've got a pretty healthy flow of minerals, and I've got other stations that I can build to increase that. So for now, I may build a station, like a frontier outpost here soon. Maybe here, one of these places, just to continue to push. If I don't find habitable planets soon, then that'll probably be what I do. So you can see our navy capacity has increased. We can increase that.
Construction complete.
That's good. Now our spaceport down here has been completed. Now, additionally, we can hire a governor to watch over each of these planets. So this one will increase their research output. This will increase their experience gain. This one reduces building costs and increases building speeds. I'm going to go with this one, I think, because they're the youngest and I've got a trait that makes my leaders short-lived and they gain experience quickly. So I'll pick that. I'll put him in charge there. And just by having a governor, they've got, they're happier. Well, they would be if they were unhappy to begin with. And it increases building speed and clearing blockers and all kinds of things. So it's generally a good thing to do. If you have a shortage of leaders, like I only have the ability to have 10, and then I sort of sometimes choose not to impose a governor. So you can see this little icon here, and this is what's known as Thorium Stone. Now, just by having it on this square, I think, and having it on this planet, will make it so one of my next engineering resource options is to build a Thorium power plant, and that'll give me a lot of power for that little square. So I'm going to have them go ahead and research that. My construction ship is done, and I'm going to have them build mining stations there. Yeah.
Research complete. System survey complete.
And there you go. There's the Thorium power plant. Now, some of these other items, this makes explosive weapons do more damage. This makes energy weapons do more damage. So this would be good to pursue. Increasing our spaceport is good, but again, we're building out our industry right now, so I'm going to focus on this power plant. This one will be done soon. That's good. So construction was completed by my construction ship, and I got them back to work. This population is almost done. That's good. This population, I'm going to let them stay because they'll also harvest 2 food. Let's see. Seismic disturbances. There have been many reports of unexplainable seismic disturbances on Dathana Prime. Tremors can be felt across the planet, and many of our settlements have suffered damage. While investigating the earthquakes, our scientists discovered a vast network of subterranean caverns. The deepest of these caverns are home to some kind of indigenous civilization, and they appear to be tunneling toward the surface. Ground vibrations from our settlements may have triggered this behavior, but we cannot be certain. There is no telling how these aliens will react when they spill out of their tunnels and encounter our colonists. We have to deal with this situation. Okay. So,
Situation log updated.
what this does for us, opens up another mission. So, we can either do a preemptive strike and basically try to kill the underground cities, or we establish communication with them and try to communicate with them and try to coexist. So I will do this, and to generate that much civil society research will take about a year or 12 months. So that's going to go on. The planet Thuban 1A is a toxic wasteland, but our scans unveil that it has not always been so. A now extinct civilization seems to have destroyed this. A now extinct civilization seems to have destroyed its home planet. This is poor writing. Via a heavy reliance on climate-altering fuels and toxins. On a remote hill close to a major city, we have found a lone active facility, a robot assembly plant, desolated and surrounded by military vehicles, so deteriorated they break upon touch. The facility is alien and mysterious, but could provide us with ample study material. I've got barking dogs here, so let's see. So, Thuban 1A gets a modifier, so that's good. We're coming up on the end of our 5-year stint, so I'm going to cut this pretty soon here. But
Research complete.
there we go. We finished research. Picking up something new. Now, we don't have anything here that will impact industry. So now might be a good time to pick up deflectors or this fusion power. I like to emphasize sort of the power aspect as early as possible, just because I'll always have access to this, and upgrading my lasers is good, but powering everything that I have is also very important. So I'm going to let that ride. Now, this spaceport is about done. I'm going to put solar panels there. And this population is about to show up, which is good. And the population that we opened a spot for is now taking place as well. So we'll upgrade that power station and that power station and that power station because we can. We will be able to upgrade these power stations and sort of on the newer planets once we upgrade to the planetary capital. So as you can see, our little realm of influence is increasing based off of the amount of population that we have. So we've got our science ships out, we've got our construction ship out and working, and our Navy fleet is doing well. I'm going to build out a couple more. Yeah, I'll build out 3 more corvettes to bring us up to 15 out of 19, just to kind of gradually continue to build our Navy.
System survey complete.
That's good. Go and survey more systems.
Complete.
All right, so that's it for this 5-year block. I am going to just to finish ourselves off here. I'll send my construction ship to go build mining stations here, and then more mining stations there. And then it's starting to look like we may be focusing next on research, just because we don't have any other sort of industrial stations to build, unless we build a frontier outpost to sort of push things out and give ourselves access to other things here. So that's it for this. Thanks for watching. You can see a number of the other videos that I do walking through and explaining Stellaris. If you want to buy the game, there's a link in the description. It's also on Humble Bundle monthly for $12. That'll probably be your best option, but by the time this video gets posted, that will probably have expired, as it is expiring on June 2nd. So, yeah, so if you use the link in the bottom, in the description, takes you to Amazon. I get a little bit from it, and it just helps with the show. So if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you would like to see me play or get into another game, go ahead and suggest it. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I try to respond to everything that comes through that has a question or that, you know, involves some sort of interaction. And yeah, I appreciate you coming and watching. So let's keep this truck going, or this spaceship going, and I'll see you in the next video.